Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Funnel Factor. It is Friday. Happy Friday. If you've been watching me this week, you know, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. We don't want to be looking at a black screen. You know that I have been a little bit under the weather this week, and I'm still feeling that a little bit, so bear with me. We are going to be diving into Liz Benny's landing page for Ultimate Kapow for the last day of this week. And we're going to kind of dissect some of her social proof. That is one of the things that I think we've been learning on this show, and the impact that it makes, and just looking at different ways to include it, because I think that social proof is such a huge part of giving your offer and your brand and your business credibility and having people ultimately trust you enough to buy into your offer. And then earlier in the week, we talked about how Liz connects with her people, which is what's creating that fan type of relationship with her people that get them to stay with her beyond the first thing that they do with her. So we're going to share the screen, get the timer started. You can let me know that you're here by putting hashtag live in the comments, or just say hi. If the hashtag's not your thing, that's okay too. So we're gonna look through this page for all of the things having to do with social proof. What the very, very, very first thing that we see on here, if you know what it is, then you're awesome. But this is also a very obvious thing. This blue section here, the blue band going across the entire page, says featured on, and you'll see this is an image. That is one way of putting it on there. Some people will put in like each little individual image, but anyway, this is an entire image all on its own, which actually makes me wonder, how does this look on mobile? It gets really small. So if it were me, I would have made two versions of that featured image, because it's an image, because the entire thing is an image. It gets really tiny on mobile. So I would have broken it up. I would have basically split it in half here and had this up on the top and this under the, for mobile only. I'd have this one as desktop view, and then I would split it in half and have them stacked on top of each other in the mobile view. So that's just one way of getting around that. So we definitely see that Liz has been featured on some really cool stuff. Entrepreneur people are going to recognize that logo. Most people, especially anyone coming to Liz's page, they're going to recognize that. Most likely they're going to recognize ClickFunnels and 2 Comma Club and Funnel Hacker Radio, because she's very heavily involved in that community. And I'm not familiar with, and maybe this is just me, and I'm sure it is just me. Looks like, I don't know if that's a separate, I think that's yeah, that goes with this. So maybe that's like a podcast, just the tips. And then we have TVN Making Bank. Now Liz is from New Zealand, so maybe that's something local to there. Maybe I just don't know about it, and I should. If I should know about those things, please let me know what they are. So these all together, because you're gonna know some of them, you're not gonna know some of them, but all of them together is like, wow, look at all the places Liz has been featured. Then we have, this isn't as much social proof here, because she's referring to what she was able to accomplish. So we're going to skip over that. And here though, here we have some hidden social proof in this copy here. So we've got, I've sold millions of dollars from live webinars. That's just indirectly saying I've had a lot of people buy from me. I've spoken from the most prestigious stages, so people have invited her to speak. So these are like indirect versions of social proof, right? Okay, that's what I see there. All right, now here's where we get to the first testimonials. This is really awesome because we have pictures showing her with people that we recognize. Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Garrett White, Marcus Lemonis. So we have people that you recognize, big name faces, right? Two of these are videos. If you click on them, they pop up.
Hey everyone, my name is Russell Brunson.
Watch Russell's.
With one of my very close Someone I really look up to. Her name is Liz Benny, and Liz is someone who I had a chance to get to know and meet the very first time about 6 months ago, and she was starting this journey where she was going out there and trying to transform people's lives, and it's been such a fun process to watch her, literally as she's gone and taken this idea out of her mind and taken people who've never had business before and help them to get into a vehicle, to have a business, to produce money, and I've seen as she's been changing people's lives all around the world.
My name is Liz.
Okay, so just that section with Russell Brunson, he's talking about like what Liz is doing to help people. So this is not a testimonial as in like before I found Liz, I was stuck in this place. Then after I found Liz, I had like this amazing result, right? Because Russell is her coach and mentor. So this is a great example of how to get someone to just give you an endorsement. And that's what this is, and that's what it's labeled as on her page, is this is an endorsement.
Benny, and I live in Christchurch, New Zealand.
What's interesting,
ever since I was a little kid, I just wanted
is that inside of these endorsements, we actually get more of Liz's story, which I didn't realize on Monday. When we were on Monday when we were talking about the connection and the problems that she solves, but on Tuesday or Wednesday when we were talking about Liz's story, we got some of that on her page. But it's interesting that she's actually in these endorsements, telling her story. So that's really cool.
And I remember knowing when I was a kid that I wasn't normal. I wasn't the same.
We're actually going to skip through this. So these are endorsements. Let's go find some more social proof that's on her page here. This is outside of her control, giving her credibility. That's what we're looking for. So meaning like she's not talking about her own achievements. It's other people talking about her or implying that. Or the indirect ways that we talked about earlier. So that's what I see there. So now obviously here we've talked about these this week. These are really cool ways of showing off testimonials. This is like case studies, right? This is, they were able to accomplish this. Watch the video. Let's see how long this one is.
Hi, T.R.U.S.T. Kapow,
This is
Liz
really
Benny here,
long.
and this is literally the third time we have started to do this.
So it looks like she probably did this as some sort of like training or something in the group. Maybe it was not. Maybe it was just she fully intended to use that call as a testimonial for later. I know like plenty of people that do that. Like once their people have accomplished something big, they like, okay, let's get on a call and let's talk about it. Like almost an interview. Then you can turn that into a case study. You can turn that into a testimonial. So just you getting on a call with somebody and celebrating a win with them and doing a little bit of a back and forth of like questions like, okay, like what were you doing? Like, how did you get to that? What's like your biggest takeaway from that experience? Like that is a great way to easily be able to get a testimonial or case study out of someone without the typical way that a lot of people try to do it is like, hey, can you just write me a testimonial? Hey, can you record me a video and make a testimonial for me? Which is fine. That works in a lot of cases. But how effective is it? How cool is it that there is a 30-minute video right here where we can learn all about Mike's experience. We can dive into this. And because this is an application funnel, we know that this is a high ticket program. And so this is going to help people be completely prepared for getting on that call with Liz or someone on her team for them to be sold into this high ticket program. This is overcoming so many objections. It's giving them really big excitement, motivation by being able to watch things like this. Let's see how long Lauren's is. Hers is a lot shorter.
Of 3, and I feel very, very passionately about the fact that women can have it all and moms shouldn't have to make choices. Quite frankly, I spent about a year just thinking about it, and it was starting to make me sick. Like, I had to share this with other moms, and I came across this Kapow, Liz Benny, and I knew that I had to work with her. With all of my gut, as sure as I am that moms can have it all, I knew that Liz was going to be the person that was going to help me change moms' lives and allow them to be able to work from home. So I reached out to Liz Benny and her team because I knew that she had a proven track record. She knew how to take a message and go and impact other people's lives. And that's exactly what I feel like.
Okay, so that's Lauren talking about, like, I was in this place where I knew I had to get this message out, and I knew the person that was going to help me was Liz. Like, that's an incredible testimonial. And then she talks about, like, why she chose Liz. That's awesome. All right, we're going to skip down to this section. We've looked at this before, but let's just read a couple of these and see like what are these testimonials consisting of the last minute we have together. So I bought it 3 months ago. Since then, I've added 150 paid students to my program, built a list over 13K, have a Facebook group of 4K. 3 months ago, I had no audience for this offer. So it's a little bit reversed in that he talks about where he was before he bought it at the very, very end. So which is fine as long as it's in there. But if you're ever like, I got it, someone asked me for a testimonial, what do I put in there? Or I need to make sure that this testimonial is good enough to put on my page, which that's not really a big deal. If someone writes something about something nice about you, put it on your page. But it would be like, where were you at before you bought the thing? Where were you at after you bought the thing? What happened? What results? And it could be those tangible results with the numbers, the factual results, or it could be, which all these are, but it could also be what Liz calls the inner mastery type of results of like, I got confidence. I was able to talk to people easier. Like that kind of stuff is also great testimonials. So it would be like 3 months ago, I had no audience for this offer. After I bought it, I was able to do this, this, and this. Like that is an effective testimonial. Before I was in this situation, and then after I was in this situation. That's what all of these are basically saying. Let's see. And then here's one from Liz. Just a post that she made with his video, and she just screenshotted it. So it's like secondhand testimonial, right? Let's see. I think she's got a few more down here at the bottom. I know we're out of time, but these are just another way you can display some. So notice how she's got them spread out throughout her page, but also she has social proof in general spread out even more so throughout her page. We've got where I've been featured, endorsements, and like really powerful faces to be in images with. Then we've got like case studies, and then we have testimonials and more testimonials. So this is really, really well done, and rightly so, because if you aren't aware of this already, Catherine Jones designed this page, so she obviously knows what she's doing. She's my mentor and coach. That's who I learned how to design pages from. So if you are someone who is interested in having a really well done professional page designed for you, full of all of these things that build up your trust, build up your credibility, and create these fans that stick with you and want to keep buying from you because you're actually delivering on what you're promising, and they can consume the content in a way where they're implementing it, they're getting through it, you're helping them where they get stuck. That is where I can help you. So if that is something you are needing help with, please put down in the comments, just #funnelfriend. We can have like a quick 10-minute bonding call. You can tell me what's up and say what you're working on, and we'll go from there if that's something you would like to do. Otherwise, head over to funnelfactorshow.com where you can get into the free Funnel Factor Vault, where all of the episodes of Funnel Factor are. And I think this episode completes week 10. So there on Monday or before, there will be 10 weeks of Funnel Factor episodes in the vault, which is super exciting. And we've got some other things coming for you too. So that's it for me today. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. And we will be back on Monday with a brand new entrepreneur, a brand new landing page to break down. Take care.